Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back. Here we are, season 2, episode 14. My name is Court Twitty. Welcome to my weekly Wednesday message. I hope to provide you value not only with your finances, but also with your mental health and help you understand that mindset, mental health, and finances are so closely related. So I'm going to give you some tools today to overcoming one of the hardest things to accumulating wealth, and that is setting boundaries. Okay, not just with others, but with our time. And I'm gonna give you tools for both of those things today. But we're gonna cover 6 ways that you can implement healthy boundaries. Number 1 is to know your financial goals. So getting a saving for retirement, an emergency fund, debt, paying off debt. All the things that we covered in the 7 money milestones. Last week we talked about the limiting negative self-talk that we have. Prior to that, there's 7 episodes of 7 money milestones that many financial advisors use as the basis for their teaching. So go back and check those out if you need a memory jogger to set your own financial goals. Okay, number 2 is to learn how to say no more often. And every mentor that I've worked with has always preached early on how important saying no is. And when I realized I sucked at setting boundaries, it was because I felt selfish when I set them. And that's actually not accurate. Setting boundaries with others allows for more respect from others. And I'm going to touch on that again in just a second. But in order to say no more often, I've provided you with a worksheet called the Just Say No tool. And I'm going to have you print off 2 copies of this or use 2 different pieces of scratch paper. But as it's written, it talks about the actions that we can limit, the actions that are taking up time in our lives. Can we pass those off to somebody? Can we automate them? Or can we just stop them completely? Okay, then the second copy, I want you to cross out every place in here where it says the word action. I want you to cross out the word action and replace it with people. So the action side of things is going to give you a time audit. It's going to give you a overview of what is taking up the most time in your life and where you can become more efficient. The second copy is to learn who the people are that are taking up time, not just taking up time, but that are, always hitting you up for money or always needing a favor. So cross out the word action, just simply replace, that's just out one word, cross out action, put people, and complete that worksheet too. And that's going to give you a huge head start. The third thing is an accountability partner, and not in general, but an accountability partner for the worksheet that you did. And spouses, yeah, if you have a super healthy marriage, spouses make a good accountability partner. I have found that sometimes that can create a little bit of friction. So if your children are of age, they are excellent accountability partners. You share with them who's taking up time in your life and what things are taking up time in your life, and you just ask them, hey, if you see dad or mom getting off course, will you let me know? Will you just say, dad, you're not staying true to yourself in that worksheet that you filled out, something along those lines. But that will help you a great deal. The reason that we want to set up boundaries is when we have unhealthy boundaries, we limit our own financial progress. So that's really, really important, because if we're constantly giving out money to other people, we're limiting what we can do with that money. And then the second thing is that when we're always spotting people money, sometimes it can lead to resentments. If you're anything like me, sometimes if you give money to people and they don't end up paying it back, or they're not appreciative or something, it can lead to resentments, and then it kind of becomes a tangled web that you never intended to have in the first place. But if you could have said no to them on the front side, you could have avoided that. Number 4, and this is the solution to nearly every mental health challenge that I've ever come across, is increased self-awareness. So we want to make sure that we're spending time each day in self-reflection and in mindfulness. And remember that mental health is a lifestyle. It's a one day at a time commitment to yourself. And that includes self-care. That includes it doesn't take a ton of time, just a couple of minutes each day for yourself makes all the difference in the world. Okay, number 5, we're going to practice the 5 daily disciplines that you should do every day that essentially ensure positive mental health. So 1, we need to be learning every single day, 30 minutes if possible. In my life, that's a non-negotiable, whether it's a book, a podcast, whatever it might be, learning from others. That learning is key to everything that we do. And if you like these videos, you're learning, and that's great. Number 2 is to make sure that we're exercising, that we're moving. I remember a documentary about Bill Gates. He goes for walks to kind of free up his brain and to clear his thoughts, and he gets some of his best ideas during his walks. Number 3 is to find a good mentor. Okay, find a good mentor that you admire and that you look up to. Number 4 is to be honest, open-minded, and willing. It's HOW is the acronym. Be honest, open-minded, and especially willing to do what that mentor suggests for you. And number 5 is to do at least one random act of kindness every day, or some act of service for somebody else. It gets us out of our own head, and it makes us feel good that we're serving somebody else. And then the last and final key to boundaries is the myth that boundaries are selfish. Hey, boundaries equal freedom. And not just financial freedom, but also happiness. Boundaries bring happiness. They bring a renewed self-respect. They give you self-esteem, which all of those things lead to more money in your bank account. And more importantly, a clear mind, a clear conscience, a happy life, and being a good person to be around that attracts positive karma. So that's it for today. Please download or just click on the worksheet. Try to print out 2 copies if you can. Remember, cross out the word action and put people, and do it twice. And I know that these tactics will help you set healthier boundaries for you, and it will help your financial cash flow as well. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.